received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. Did he really believe that? If you knew that the Lord would reap where he didn't sow and gather where he didn't straw or cast out seed, if you knew that, would you hesitate to invest his money? But I knew, Lord. I knew that you're a God that can save, Lord. But I went and hid that knowledge in the ground back there. I brought it back to you, Lord. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant. Then he repeats back to him what he said. Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not straw. You knew it. You had the revelation of it. He said, if you knew that, you should have taken that and put that money to the exchangers. And then at my coming, I would have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. You say, why did he only give him 1? Why didn't he give him 5 too? Why didn't he give the other one that had 2 5? Does Jesus know us better than we know ourselves?
Yes.
Yeah. See, the one that had 1 had the easy job. You say, wait a minute, Brother Taylor, but he did. He only had to deal with 1 fear. He had 1 talent. He didn't have a lot to lose. See, the more you got to lose, the more you want to hold on to what you got. Do you agree with that? Yeah. Well, it's only this little bit that you gave me, Lord. Yeah, but I knew your heart. I knew you were fearful. I started with something small so you could believe me, so you could get to where I could give you 5 talents. But you wouldn't even take 1 thing that I had given you and use it for the kingdom of God. There's 2 ways you're going to walk in this world. You're going to walk in faith, or you're going to walk in fear. Jesus said, Behold, I give you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. As I was studying this, serpents and scorpions were some of the most feared things in that area, because if you got bit by them, you died. Anybody ever heard of Cleopatra? Cleopatra was killed by an asp, which is a poisonous snake in Egypt. In that area of the world, they had some poisonous snakes. In fact, some of the most poisonous snakes in the world are in that area of the world. We think the rattlesnake is important. Is dangerous. We think the rattlesnake is a bad boy. But if a rattlesnake bites you, you've got hours to get help. Some of the snakes over there, you've got maybe 2 minutes to get help. You're not going to make it to a hospital. Some of the most feared things in the area were serpents and scorpions, because the scorpions over there were huge. And when they bit you, you died. I got bit by a scorpion one time, putting on a pair of slacks. Lived out in the middle of the woods in a mobile home, put on my slacks, and there was a scorpion in them. I didn't know it, but I knew it shortly, because he stung me. knew something was in there. And my pants come off faster than they went on. I shook the pants out, and out falls a scorpion about that big. All it did was raise a whelp on my leg. That was it. But when you get out there in that area of the world, the scorpions are about that long. And when they shoot their poison into you, it will kill you. God gave us power to tread on our fears. When I was a little boy, probably 5, 6 years old, I got bit by my own dog. Bit me on my thumb. Drew blood. I don't know why he bit me, but it was probably because I was trying to ride him like a horse. Who knows? But he bit me. And because of that particular trauma, wasn't nothing big, but I feared dogs. They could be chihuahuas. And they'd have this big old man running the other way. And if there were German shepherds, forget about it. I'd climb anything to get away from that dog. I was scared to death of dogs. I knew what fear was. I could know somebody's dying and going to hell inside that house and they had a dog outside and I wasn't going in. Wasn't no way. Brother Don and I, we were selling insurance together one time. We were out in Brooksville or Dade City or somewhere, I don't know. But he walks up to this house. It's all fenced in, says, beware a dog. He opens the gate and walks in. I'm sitting in the car with the doors locked. But he's walking in. Talks to the dog, keeps on going he goes up to the door. He didn't have no fear. Lady said, how'd you get in here? Says, I walked in. She said, my dog don't let nobody in my yard. Now, I was in the car. I didn't hear all the conversation, but I can imagine he's saying something like this. Well, he did today. Me, I'm sitting in the car, paralyzed by my fear. God had given me talents, but I wasn't using them there. About 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, somewhere in there, late in life anyway. I'm 55 years old yesterday. Somewhere around 49 or 50 years old anyway. I was in somebody's house and they had 3 chihuahuas. Normally, I wouldn't be able to do anything because I'd be worried about them dogs being underneath the table biting me. But this particular day, I was in the house and I caught myself down petting the dog. This is strange. What's going on here? But I had been praying over that fear. And I have my theories as to why maybe that fear left me, but that fear has left me. I was walking with Janice the other night. We went out in our neighborhood, was doing a little walking because we need to.
You said it.
And we walked down the second house from the inn on the right. Maybe it was the last house from the inn, I can't remember. But there was this big black dog about that big running loose. Normally, I would have looked at her, if it had been 5 years ago, I'd have said, hey, let's head back to the house. And ain't no messing around here. But I didn't even get nervous. Just continued walking up to the corner. And on the way back, the dog started barking, or a couple of dogs started barking. I think it was him barking. I don't know. Couldn't see him. He was black. He was over the shadows. I didn't know where he was at. But he was barking, and I'm not worried about it. Something changed.